Oh, I just realized I forgot to bring up my mic. It was still on the floor where it usually sits. Wow. That is distracting. Let me put it where it usually goes, man. What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another we're gonna call this Sports Just Chillin podcast episode because there's not much Giants news to talk about right now. Once again, I'm kind of thankful that the times that I am busy sort of line up when there's not much to talk about in the Giants community, and I really do not like to force content. Like, it's one of my pet peeves. Like, if I have nothing to make a video on, or if there's not a video idea in my head, I really hate to like try and force to make a video for the sake of making a video. So, that combined with the fact that the Giants are kind of on a little break, they're not going to be back for another sort of mandatory workout and camp until mid to late July. That's a big time period, man. That's basically an entire month of like nothing from there, like unless we get some type of big trade, which I don't expect either. Just a lot of lull in Giants news. What we did have, though, instead of stuff to talk about with the Giants, is the NBA Finals. Game 6 was last night. The Golden State Warriors, kind of in similar fashion to the 1994 Houston Rockets. In that series, for those of you that don't remember, obviously I didn't watch that. I was not born in 1994, but I am a Knicks fan, so I brush up in my Knicks history. The Knicks were in the 94 Finals. In fact, they were leading against the Houston Rockets 2-1, but the Rockets end up winning in 6 games, 4-2. It's very similar fashion to the way the Warriors won. Boston at one point led the series 2-1. Warriors kind of based, not necessarily a comeback, made it a great, compelling series and closed out in Game 6. Steph Curry wins his first Finals MVP. Good amount to talk about there as well, but you guys know how the show works. For anybody that doesn't know how the show works, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for anyone and everyone to click and then call into the show and we talk about whatever topic you want. Quick shout out to everybody in that chat right now. Supertage World, Yuvraj, Cloud for Cloud, Duran, what up, member? Kent Freeman and Davon Griffin, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? As you're popping in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and share. The most important thing is to share this out, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever it is, so that we got everybody in here. Let me read a couple comments, then I'll pop in Mike. Let's see. Yuvraj says, I was at the game. He was at the game yesterday? Whoa, how'd you get tickets, bro? One of the best experiences I ever had, and it was sweet to see my team win. But I have to head out tired, have a great screen. I appreciate that. Warriors fan, seeing his team win at the game. That's incredible, man. How did you get tickets? Devon says, I feel like my New York Giants are going to make the playoffs this year. Don't sleep on Daniel Jones just yet. Definitely a topic to talk about as well. There's many teams in NFL history that have gone from worst to first. Can the Giants be one of those teams? We shall see. Supertaj says, I predicted the Warriors in 6 the whole time. I can't remember exactly what was my prediction. I'm going to pop on Mike. He was there when I said that. I think I said Warriors in 7 during game 1. I might be wrong. So I was off by 1 game, and I have another friend who said Warriors in 5, and he was also off by 1 game. Durant says Tatum has a bad game, just like John Starks went cold late in the series. Yeah, a lot of parallels. But let's pop on Mike. How you doing, bro?
Here, what is good, Kush?
You're...
Oh, man. The Warriors did it. And once again, we had the fraudulent defensive player of the year out on the court.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm going to keep full transparency. I'm be honest with you guys. I did not get to watch the entire game last night. I saw like the first half. Because I was on a stream with Nerdcage Live talking about the boys, and simultaneously on my other monitor I was watching the game. But after that stream, that was like after a long day of work, after a stream, I literally knocked out. So I didn't see the second half. I woke up this morning, checked my phone, I was like, oh, they closed it out. Okay then. So I only got to see first half Marcus Smart. I don't know if he got worse or whatever in the second half. You're gonna have to let me know. And what up, Joseph Clark and JP1880, man?
Yeah. It, the at at first it looked like the Celtics were going to push it to 7 games. They were like up.
They started off really hot. They started off in similar
Yeah,
fashion to the Warriors in Game 5, but
yeah,
they just they choked. There's no other word for it. They choked like in the
yeah,
second quarter or like towards the end of
yeah,
the second, beginning of the third. It was ridiculous.
yeah. And also there was a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Giants news today.
What was it?
Uh, uh, I think his name was Ellis. He's a linebacker. Got suspended for 2 games because of PEDs.
What's his name?
Ellis. He's a linebacker.
Let me look this up.
Probably just
Giants linebacker Justin Hilliard suspended for 2 games.
that's who it is.
So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Obviously, I don't want any players on my team getting suspended, but this guy was probably like a third, maybe fourth string linebacker.
Yeah.
Is this not one of the like undrafted free agents? Am I tripping?
I don't think so.
I don't know, but he's been suspended without pay for violating the NFL performance enhancing policy for the first 2 games. So that's
Yeah,
it.
and how? And let me just speak on the NFL as a whole. Have you been hearing about like the Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys got knocked a practice session in 2023 because they were doing contacted drills?
I did not. I didn't
And
even know they were doing
and
contacted
and
drills.
and I believe the Chicago Bears also got docked.
No, I did not know any of that. Definitely wasn't keeping up with NFL news that
Yeah,
much. I'm happy, of course, because it's the suffering of our rivals. In other news, similar because it's suffering of a rival, but not to the extent that I would love. The Eagles got a new watermark logo thing, and it looks horrible in my opinion. It's definitely
yeah,
a downgrade from the last one. Get your thoughts on
yeah.
that, but first, let me get this super chat from Tudo Azori, $5 super chat. Thank you, my boy. He says, I think this translates to best wishes, to best coverage, in New York sports, and his favorite team or the best team, the New York Giants. Forget about it. Let me know how that translation was, Tudo. Go ahead, Mike. That new Eagles.
It's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
The other one is way better. Way better. It look like the old one looks right in place, and the new one just doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like plain wording.
And then I'll say this because I've said this. I don't know if I've said it on stream probably a couple times, but I say it in real life all the time. I hate this minimalism movement that's just been going around the world for the past couple years, which is like every single company wants to make their logos, their branding, their font just like the most minimalist thing ever, taking out every bit of character that's in there. It looks so corporate. It looks so unimaginative, not creative at all. Like you see it with a bunch of companies. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but like Petco got a new logo recently, and it looks like a glasses shop or something. It doesn't look like a pet shop or a pet supply shop. You see it all over the place, man. The Rams, don't let them fool you. Did I get used to their new uniforms and logo? Yes. It is. Is it like an example of this minimalist movement? Of course it is. I hate it for that reason. Now I dabble in UX and UI and design and stuff like that, which overlaps with other areas of design, like branding especially. Like I dabble in, when I say I dabble in it, it's not my main profession, but I've been asked to do stuff like that before. and as a video producer and creator, which is kind of like my current job, I have to keep in mind the company's branding that I work with and whatnot. And it's like every time I see somebody or I see a company that just strips it down to this very corporate, cold looking type of font, I'm like, it's so terrible, man. Where's the heart? Where's the creativity? It's ridiculous. But yeah. And Mike either had bad internet connection or he's a fan of the minimalism as he just popped out. Let me get a couple comments and I'll pop on Supercharge right here. Durant says, can't spell Philly without the two L's at the hand of the Giants. And then Tudo says the translation was close. Joseph Clark agreed on the minimalism, Kush. It's horrible. Total lack of creativity, artistry, imagination, and craftsmanship. Total lack of spirit. I'm with you there 100%, bro. With everything you just said. Mike just popped back in, so let's hear him.
Yeah, I kind of lost volume.
Ah, so what was the last thing you heard from me?
I about Pepco and all that stuff.
It's just that I hate minimalism, bro, and it was related to the Eagles with their new logo.
Yeah, but I can't wait till for this NBA all season. It's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, speaking on the NBA Finals a little bit, so I believe Steph was named Finals MVP.
Yeah,
Unanimous Finals MVP. Not the first time anybody's been named unanimous Finals MVP, but because Steph was the first person to be the unanimous regular season MVP, he's now the first player in NBA history to be both a unanimous regular season MVP and a unanimous Finals MVP. Definitely history was made last night in that sense.
Yeah. I'm happy for Steph.
He's been hunting that Finals MVP for like 7 years now, man.
Yeah.
And listen, in my opinion, whether he got this Finals or not, and whether they won or not, he was already in my top 10 players list. Now he's like solidly there, man. He's moved up a lot of those like all-time greats.
Yeah. And what was I about to say? I'm just happy for Steph. He should have won it in 2015, but they wanted to give it to Iguodala for some reason because he
this is where I slightly disagree, though, Mike. I don't think he should have won it in 2015 because the narrative of Steph showing up in finals, like showing up short, was true up until this year. He did not show up in the 2015 finals. Where it's not even a joke. There's a reason people called Matthew Dellavedova the Curry stopper, bro. Because like it seemed like Delly locked that man up compared to what he was doing the regular season. He did not have that much of an impact in the game. Now, while I'm with you, I agree that this notion that Iguodala kind of stopped LeBron or really locked him up in the finals is false. I definitely agree because he still ended up like being the best player on both courts statistically. Like it wasn't even close compared to anybody on the Warriors and compared to who he was playing with on the Cavs because Kyrie and Love were injured. He still ended up being that, but there was an effect on his scoring per game from when Steve Kerr put Iggy on him. I think he dropped like 3 or 4 points that he was putting up per game. So there was a defensive effect. Was he locked up? No. But did Steph deserve it in 2015? Also, no. It was one of those weird years, man. I'll give you that. It was one of those weird years.
Or honestly, give it to LeBron.
They would never do that, bro. They would never.
I mean,
if there's anybody that deserved on a losing team to win it, it would have been him in 2015. But I don't think they'd ever gonna do that.
I mean, they did it once before.
Who on the losing team got the Finals MVP before?
Jerry West.
Back in Jerry West, 1960 what?
I mean, it was either in the 60s or 70s.
Oh, the 1969 championship. But keep in mind, this is also one of the very first championships. So yeah, that's not happening again, man. That ain't happening again.
Yeah,
Lakers versus Celtics.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It won't ever happen again
Yeah. Oh my!
unless
I keep full screening this app by accident, and it cuts off my video. But go ahead.
uh, unless like somebody averages like 50 or 60 points in the finals and they still lose, but they lose in 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
That will probably be the only way that it might happen.
Yeah, it would take something like historic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely historic.
yeah.
But anything else you
But
got for me, Mike? Whether it's the Giants or NBA Finals or sports, pop on Super Taj. Otherwise,
are you gonna be streaming the draft next week?
what day is it?
Thursday, June 23rd.
June 23rd. You know what? I'll try. I'll try and do it.
Okay.
The NBA. I've been trying to get into NBA stuff, so why not?
Yeah. Man. I've been hearing a lot of rumors that we might trade up to number 4 with
I,
Sacramento.
I've only seen one rumor, and it was on Twitter. So I like. Is there any legit sources that's been on it though?
I think I read this rumor on NBA Central on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a pretty le- like legit like rumors and news on the news front.
I'll wait until we get a legit source. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's for Ivy Durant. That's the one I saw on Twitter. It was
yeah,
like for
yeah.
Jaden Ivy.
Oh my
So we'll
god,
see.
I would be ecstatic if we got him.
See if the Knicks
I
make a move,
would,
man.
yeah.
Who has number 4 right now?
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Hey, Sacramento.
They
Call us up.
nah.
Call us up.
They literally just got rid of their young guard and Halliburton. They might use that pick on a young guard.
Yeah, but they're apparently not sold on him.
Hmm.
That's why they're trying to like trade up.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Sacramento, call us up. We'll throw you Randall.
Nah, given the trade I just saw happen, I forgot who it was. Julius Randle could definitely command a bit more.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we'll see.
you're talking about Christian Wood.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
better player than Christian Wood, bro.
Uh, uh,
He's
I
he's a
don't know. I don't
stop
know.
playing.
I don't know.
He's a better player than Christian Wood, bro. Stop it.
Hey,
Stop it.
I lost. Hey, I lost all relevancy to Randall after he
That's fine,
just
but he's a better
after
player
he
than Christian Wood, though.
he after he disrespected us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wood's a solid player.
He's a solid player. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but he's a better player than Christian Wood, bro. He is, bro. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, man. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll say this though, Mike. Thank you for calling in, man. What's your last thought
I,
before I pop in Super Taj? As I said at the beginning of the stream, we're gonna enter like probably the most boring part of the off season, so we'll see.
yeah. Uh, just wish me luck tomorrow. We have a 7-on-7 tomorrow for football
Hey, good luck
up
with that,
at
man.
up at Ursinus College, where they like a whole bunch of teams, and it's like a mini tournament.
Hey, hopefully your squad does well, man.
Yeah, I hope.
Uh,
Anyway, Kush, Good talking to you, and I'll keep in touch with you on Discord.
No problem, bro. Have a good one, Mike.
You too.
Next up, we got Taj. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, Kush, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm definitely tired. I had a long day at work today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It wasn't like long in terms of hours wise. I don't know how other people feel. I have flexible hours, right? In the sense that it
Mm-hmm.
becomes flexible if I go over into overtime territory. And I love that. Because the more hours you work, the more money you make, you know what I'm saying? But I had to do
So,
like 2 videos today. Usually it's like one. And that took a lot of time.
hmm
So I'm a bit tired. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, yeah. Talk about the game yesterday, man. As a LeBron fan, shout out to Steph Curry, man. He finally won his first Finals MVP. I mean, you know what though? I think I say that he probably like should have like won the Finals MVP over Andre Iguodala, but that's probably like just another conversation
I'm willing to have it.
for
There's not
another
much
day.
giant stuff
But
to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but yeah, shout out to Steph Curry, man. Like as far as the Celtics go, Jason Tatum, man, I think he had what like 100 turnovers in the series, man. Yeah, Jason Tatum didn't show up
Jason
like for most
Tatum,
of the series.
he's like the most inconsistent superstar in the NBA right now.
He's not
Cause
even a superstar to me right now. He's
you
not.
you think he's back down to just star level?
Yeah, he's just a star to me. Like I don't think he's a superstar just yet.
You know what? I'm not even mad at you for that. I wouldn't even debate people that have that view. I still view him as a superstar, but like I said, the most inconsistent one and definitely kind of like on the bottom tier of superstars. But like the thing is that he's been inconsistent throughout the playoffs. It's just that he hasn't been this inconsistent like he was during the entire final series to the point where it's like you're
Yeah,
legitimately losing them games, bro. You're legitimately a reason that they're losing some games. Like he was inconsistent against Brooklyn, even though they swept Brooklyn, and he was inconsistent in the Eastern Conference Finals as well. But it was just way too much, man. When the
I mean
lights
it's
are the
just
brightest,
yeah. Yeah, it's just that like him and that whole team, man, like they be like taking like way too much bad shots. Like they shot selection like be like
thank you for
terrible.
saying that. When I was watching Game 5, because like I said, I only got to see the first half of Game 6. Bro, when I was watching Game 5, I want to say in the third and fourth quarter, like I was watching with my friends on this. I have a
Right.
Discord watch party, so anybody could join it if they want to. I was like screaming into my mic, "What is this trash shot selection, bro? You got Marcus Smart
For
pulling
real.
up with the ball, shooting like a 30-foot three with somebody's hand directly in his face. You got Al Horford trying to post up like he's a strong big man, which he's not. Trying to turn around, do some type of dream
They
shake
had
move
that
and
man.
whatnot.
They had that man out there. They had that man out there guarding Steph Curry. Like, are you
Like,
serious?
what are you doing, man? Exactly. And I'm like, is this is on the players? Like Ime Adoka, yes, he's a first year head coach. At the end of the day, he did an amazing job for a first year head coach, taking his team all the
He
way to the
did.
NBA Finals, turned that team around from being 10th seed to first seed, right? You got to give him
Yeah, he
that.
did.
Was there coaching mistakes made in the finals? Yes. But I think this falls more on the players than it does the coach this time. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, um I think the Celtics like as a whole, I don't think they was ready yet. Obviously, because of the lack of experience that they have, like compared to the Warriors, and yeah, like they just wasn't ready, and for most of the games, man, like they just like try to be in a shootout with the Warriors, and even in one of these games, the Warriors shot bad from the three, and they still and even the Celtics also struggled with them as well. I mean, because like there was like because both teams was like breaking a lot of shots like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but the Warriors at the end of the day uh, at the end of the day, they capitalized.
And then also, it seemed like the Warriors adjusted to the Celtics' defensive game plan. Because let's remember, for the first 3 games,
Hmm.
they were in control of the Celtics. They combated perfectly when nobody in the NBA, when the Warriors are at their peak, ever combated. Like, people forget that because at the end of the day, they lost the series, right? But they combated the death quarter that is the Warriors' third quarter, where they just rain scores, whether it's threes, twos, whatever. They just rain on everybody in the third quarter, and no team can catch up. In the 2 games the Celtics won, they perfectly combat that, and they had what isn't as popular because the Warriors been doing it over basically what is a dynasty now. But they had their classic Celtics fourth quarter, which is strong defense, preventing the team from making shots, and they're making the easy shots. The Warriors adjusted to that game plan
Yeah.
in game 4, and they didn't look back. The Celtics, it looked like they didn't have an adjustment for the Warriors' adjustment.
Nah, because like they can't keep up. Like they can't like keep up their playing style, like their speed of their game. Like yeah, they just don't keep up with these guys when they have their game plans all set up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, um I don't know. I mean, like there's like not like pretty much to talk about with the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean like yeah, like, other than like Daniel Jones and being aggressive with Mike Kafka and Brian Dable. I mean, yeah, like there's like not much to talk about with the Giants. Like we just gonna have to wait till July and on training camp.
Mm-hmm. And then, no, I agree with you. We have basically an entire month and a half, technically, if you count them coming back late July until there's really anything to talk about. I feel like this offseason, even though we got a completely new front office and coaching staff, has been one of the quietest of the past 4. And I'm not sure why. Like, do you agree with that? Has it been one of the quietest of the past 4? Or do we just think the last ones were more exciting than they were?
But one of the quietest
Off
coaching
seasons.
staffs. Oh,
No,
off
just the one
season.
off seasons in general in like the past 4 years.
I mean, I guess you could say that. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Because like we do have a new coaching staff, so you may say that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I'm like for me, I think I'm excited what this coaching staff is bringing to this team. Like they're bringing in the modernization and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like um, like more to what Joe Judge and Jason Garrett um, more to what Joe Judge and Jason Garrett brought in, and it's going like to me it's going to be exciting. Like even like in their first year together, I think it's going to be exciting and much more improvements all around.
No, I agree with you, man. And it's just, I kind of wish that like we got more coverage of minicamp and OTAs as well. Like as I was thinking about why this offseason a bit more quiet, seemed a bit more quiet, it was also because they limited coverage of those 2 things heavily. Like for OTAs, I remember
Hmm.
the first couple of days, like the media wasn't really allowed to say anything. And then for like the entirety of minicamp, you're not seeing as much articles as you used to. If you wanted to get information on what happened during minicamp, you're really stuck to just going to the Giants like website themselves because once again, I feel like they were just completely regulating who can say what they can say and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That got us suspended for 2 games.
Justin
Like
Hilliard.
I don't really, huh?
I said it's Justin Hilliard.
Yeah, Justin Hilliard. Who cares?
Yeah, but it's
He's just a
like a
practice
third,
squad
fourth string guy. Yeah.
yeah, he's just a practice squad guy. I could care less. Like, yeah,
It's definitely a stupid decision on his part, though. If you're already a third, fourth string guy that's basically like on the cusp of the roster, like you could get cut at any moment, why would you do something that increases your chances of getting cut?
I know. Like it's like very stupid.
Yeah.
On his part.
Shout out to Calvin in here, man. Says, as much as I dislike Curry chewing on his mouthpiece, gotta respect what he's accomplished. Definitely, for sure. Olivia says, how can you respect him? He plays with an all-star team. He gets so much help. Great comment to bring up. What you think about that, Taj? Because I definitely can see where people are coming from, because I used to say this all the time, in basically from 2015 all the way to 2019, which is majority of his finals career. Like, without a
Well, with
shadow of a doubt,
KD, yeah.
like without a shadow of a doubt, 2017 and 2018, I feel like 90% of NBA fans look at those championships for everybody involved with squinted eyes a little bit. But what do you say?
I mean, yeah, I could kind of agree because like added in KD, like just changes the whole offense. It just like changes like the whole offense for them. Like pretty much KD, like what he does is that he slows the game down for them. When he's in ISO and stuff, when he's in ISO and stuff, and then he does his thing and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I could see that, but I think this year Steph Curry has pretty much proved himself that he doesn't really need like that much like stars on his team, because like Draymond, like at this point is like, you mean like he is who he is.
Mm-hmm. And you know
And
what? Oh,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
and Klay Thompson, I mean, yeah, like Klay Thompson, you mean like he's still a good shooting guard to have, of course, like one of the greatest shooters out there. And yeah, that's that.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say this because I had this I had a very funny conversation with my boss today at work. We were talking about the finals, and because I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, I'm like, Steph does have a lot of help, bro. I feel like this is controversial. I feel like the two championships he really earned are 15 and then this one, and even 15 is still like, what happens if Kyrie and Love are healthy? But you know what? I'm gonna let injuries stay there because injuries happen every single time in the NBA. So you know what? 2015 they got it.
Hmm.
2022 they got it. 2017 and 2018 for me is an asterisk. I don't really care what anybody says. You add a 73-9 team that was the best regular season team in history, and then you add the best scorer in NBA history. How can you combat that? It's literally impossible to combat, right? I give props.
Like the Justice League out
Yeah,
here,
but
man.
like I said, I give props to him for this one, 2022 and 2015. Steve Kerr is like, we gotta give him props as well. One of the greatest coaches of all time at this point, to coach up those players, to manage those players. You know, especially when KD was there, at least for the time they succeeded, he did manage the egos in the locker room. We know that is, of course, what ended up breaking them up and whatnot. But the reason I brought up my what you call it, the reason I brought up the conversation I had with my boss is because this is where I think some fans are going too far, bro. And I'm like, I try to be
Oh,
objective as possible. I'm not a Steph Curry hater. I hope nobody sees me as that. But I'm definitely not like a fanboy either. But this man says some unforgivable, bro. He said Steph is approaching Kobe territory. And I was like, how? Like stop it. They're
mm,
not comparable. We're not about to start comparing him to Kobe. Like, no. Nah, bro. First of all, Kobe has 5 championships, right? 5 rings. Of those 5, you could argue 3 to 2 of them, he was the best player on his team, right? Some
yeah,
people say
3 of
that
them
last
Shaq,
chip
of
with Shaq,
course.
that he was truly the best one. If you don't want to say that, the 2008, no, was it 2008? No, it was 2009, 2010 one. He was definitely the best
Yeah, when they
player.
beat Orlando and
And the Celtics.
Boston, yeah.
And this man has carried his team like countless times into the playoffs, dragged them into the playoffs. Let's not even talk about, the Mamba mentality where this man is out here playing through injuries and whatnot. And then on the defensive side of the ball, and this is coming from me. You guys have seen my Kobe takes on this channel before. People think that I disrespect Kobe or I don't respect his accomplishments enough because I have him on the edge sometimes outside of my top 5. So this is coming from a guy that has that view on Kobe on the all-time list. But the defensive, like, it's not even comparison, bro. Kobe was like all defensive team majority of his career, one of the best to ever do it at the guard/wing position. It's like, are we really comparing the two right now? All time?
I mean, well, what you can say is that, like outside of the rings, like you can say that Steph Curry, like as a playoff performer, like it is actually more of a better playoff performer than Kobe. Like, I mean, like you could look at the numbers up and stuff, but I mean, yeah, I agree with you there. With Kobe.
Yeah. But like, I guess to end it off before I bring on Mike Green, because like you said, there's really not too much to talk about. Where would you put
Yeah,
Steph
it's
all time
not.
now? Like I said, definitely a top 10 player of all time, but just where in that list is he? What range?
I say he's top 15, like
Oh, you don't even have him in
right
10 right
now.
now.
No, not right now. I mean, I think he's close to it though. He's close. I mean, I think he's up there with KD, Hakeem Olajuwon, and those guys. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
whoa,
he's
whoa.
up
All
there.
right, let me stop you on one name that I heard that is 100% top 10, bro. Hakeem
Hakeem.
Olajuwon is a top 10 player of all time,
Yeah,
bro.
you can say that. Yeah, you can say that. I think he's up there. With KD, of course. Like, I mean, like, you could like argue that he kind of surpassed like KD, but yeah, I think he's top 15 though, definitely.
Nah, I don't know. I would respectfully disagree, man. Hakeem, in my opinion, is the best center of all time. Him and Shaq are right up there. It's like 1A, 1B situation for best center of all time, but also for the,
Over
for
over
the
Kareem.
Kareem was a center. You're right. You're right. He was a center.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? 1A, 1B, 1C. But like I was about to say, like in the era that he played, he was so agile, so fast, so athletically gifted, and he used it to his advantage. There's never been a big man in history before that led their team in steals. You know, they always lead their team in blocks and rebounds. It's expected to be that defensive juggernaut. But steals is not something you see that often from the center position. He's
Nah.
almost like Giannis before Giannis was Giannis at times. And then you think about the playoff resume, the finals, back-to-back wins as well, resume, and it's I have to look this up real quick before I say it because I just want to see something. I don't want to speak misinformation real quick. This is very old stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
Because they were, yeah, the two times they were in the finals, you know, they won in the 90s. You sometimes a lot of people do think they're like, what if they did end up facing MJ and the Bulls? Could they have possibly given them a loss? I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on that. But they capitalized every time they were there, man. And another thing that I know not a lot of people think about is that he was doing all this playoff run stuff while he was fasting as well. That man's running on basically no food or water or energy. That's, you know, just from a physical standpoint is incredible as well.
Yeah.
But
Tim Duncan,
what's yeah, I
Curry.
just saw that. What's your top 10 list in no order?
In no order, I got LeBron, MJ, Kareem, Magic, Shaq, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, um, Kobe, and and I can't like I can't like really like name like I can't name a 10th player that I could like put in there like.
Did you say Tim Duncan?
Yeah, I said Tim Duncan. I put him in the top 10. Like, I put Bill Russell, those guys.
I don't know if I put Bill Russell in there. I mean, obviously he
No,
has the hardware, but like people see it as a joke now because of Twitter, but it is legitimately true. That man was playing against like part time. Like, bro, people played in the 60s all the way up until like the late 80s. They were legitimately playing against plumbers. Like, I'm not even saying it was a joke. You know what I mean? But yeah,
yeah,
especially earlier on in like the 60s and 70s. But
yeah.
yeah. Hey, man, let me get
All
your
right,
last thoughts then, bro.
I'm gonna hop out. Yeah.
And then let me get
Um,
Mike Green on, bro.
um, go Big Blue, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Go Big Blue.
For
See
sure.
y'all, man.
Have a good one, bro.
All right.
Mike, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm wonderful, man.
Just chilling with the kids. Enjoying my son's birthday and stuff. So, living it up.
Mm. Yo, happy birthday to your kid, man. How was the celebration?
Appreciate it. So it was good. He had a great birthday. So he cannot complain about his childhood at all.
Okay.
Um, you know what? This is a beautiful time to be a Giants fan. First, we went from the dead skins to the Commons, and then we got the Flocks with the worst logo I ever seen in my damn life. Um, Whoever approved, you know what? This is why drugs and alcohols ain't allowed at work. Because whoever approved this, they couldn't have been in their right mind. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Bad enough the team is trash, but the logo gonna be trash with you, huh? Hey, as Giants fan, I love it.
I was about to say I'm with you there
But far as
100%,
the
man.
NBA
I went
Finals,
on a big rant earlier about minimalism in designs nowadays. I hate it.
if creativity was a person, it would be like, what the hell is this? Like, this the best you could do?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all couldn't do nothing else. This is the final decision. Yep. At this moment, I'm out. Like creativity will walk out the door. That's crazy. You know what? Speaking of these Eagles, I got a homeboy who really believes in Jalen Hurts as an
Mm-hmm.
Eagle fan. And he said now that because Jalen Hurts had AJ Brown, it's official that Jalen Hurts would be a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. I didn't know AJ Brown was Jerry Rice, huh? You?
So what he's saying is that because the Eagles got AJ Brown, that Jalen Hurts, just to get it correctly, because of that Jalen Hurts would be the better than Daniel Jones. That's what he said.
Yes. I didn't know AJ Brown was Jerry Rice. I mean,
Yeah, listen, I'm a big AJ Brown
mm,
fan, but the development of Jalen Hurts. Listen, he had Devontae Smith last year, bro. He's already past that point of having that great wide receiver to throw through, right? So I feel like he's already developed in that sense. If he's gonna be a
don't
better
get better than the
quarterback,
Heisman Trophy
if he's
winner.
gonna be a better quarterback than Daniel Jones, it's more on himself than it is AJ Brown. Oh, there's a lot of noise coming through there, man.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, cut that down. That's my lovely daughter. She came with her phone. Yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, hey, tell them to cut that down. I'm in the middle of a podcast. Um, yeah, as I was saying, man, he gotta learn how to throw first.
Yeah.
Everybody just keeps forgetting, like this man can't throw. He can't throw.
Then
You
somebody
just
just brought up
we
in the
gonna see.
chat Gravity Crush. They said something which I don't know if Jalen Hurts is gonna be this bad, but it's definitely something that people need to consider because we always talk about, oh, a wide receiver could make a quarterback look better, a quarterback could make a wide receiver look better, but a quarterback could also make a wide receiver look worse. So it's definitely a possibility that could happen as well.
As Giants fans, we just went through this. Mike Glennon and it's on the tip of my tongue from Georgia.
Jake Fromm.
Uh, Jake Fromm. They just made Kenny Galladay look like the worst receiver that God ever created last year. And this man was a Pro Bowler. They made this. Matter of fact, I put it like this, Hub. I played Madden 23 on the
Mm-hmm.
beta test. Last year on Madden 22, Kenny Galladay was like a 90, 91 overall. That man barely cracked 85 on this upcoming match.
Well, I don't know
Matter of
how
fact, they got Sterling Shepard as our number one receiver.
I don't know how Matt and Reigns were if they're based off the last season, but if they are based off the last season, 85 would be generous considering that when Kenny was healthy and he was unhealthy for last season, but when he was healthy, he did not perform. Now, a good amount of that is on Daniel Jones, like I was saying earlier. I swear to God, if people call me a Daniel Jones hater in chat, you got a blue lens on. But Daniel Jones did not deliver great balls to Kenny Galladay. Jason Garrett for sure did not use Kenny Galladay properly. And then there was a good amount of times as well where when Kenny had the opportunities, he didn't capitalize on the opportunities. So 85, if it's based on last season, might be a bit generous if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, I agree, but okay. First of all, let's reevaluate this thing. First of all, the man didn't even get 100 targets, like talking about the whole season. That's terrible. That's the worst scheme for a player you can even draw up. Secondly, yeah, Daniel Jones do have to throw better balls to him and put him in a better position to make plays like they paid him to do. And last but not least, Kenny Galladay, as a guy who caught balls for a living at one point in life, that's a lot of pressure when you know the ball ain't coming to you. And when it finally comes, you like, I gotta make this catch, I gotta make this play, I gotta score a touchdown because there's no telling when I'm gonna see it again. You're trying to do too much because the opportunities are so limited.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably was one of the issues with Kenny Galladay last year.
No, I agree with you, but we're not
Outside of
talking about what
New
his issues
Orleans?
were right now. We could all agree on what his issues were. We're talking about, because you brought up the Madden 22. If they're grading off of last season, you can't care about the issues. You just got to go off of what the man did when given the opportunities, right? And that's what we're talking about.
Right. Yeah, he underperformed. No doubt. He underperformed, no doubt. I'll give you that. But it was reason he underperformed though. Outside of injuries. So hopefully we can get him back into the hot 90s and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. The sound is really coming off. Is it possible you could go to another room or not? There's a lot of background sound coming through.
Yeah, I'm finna get ready to get off of. I'm finna get to these kids.
All good, man. Hey, man, I respect it, bro. No problem, bro. Mike, I appreciate you calling in, even though you have the little party going on over there, bro. Have a good one.
All right. Cheers. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Is that the birthday guy?
No, here's the birthday guy. Say hey.
Hey, happy birthday, bro.
All right.
Have a good one, Mike. I'll catch you, bro.
Blessed, man. Peace.
And y'all, I'm gonna close it out right here. Just like last week, kind of a short episode. Not much to talk about. But first, let me get these last couple comments. What logo are we talking about? We're referring to the new Eagles word logo. The eagle is still there as their main logo, but the word one that you see on the end zone and stuff that has changed looks really bad. And then Olivia says, I think they grade off average over career. I don't think so because it's like on a sliding scale almost. When a player is towards the end of their career and they start trailing off, so does their rating. So we'll see. But hey, guys, thank you all for tuning in this lull during the offseason. Big shout out to y'all. Y'all keep the stream going strong. I really do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.